1. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Razor from RazorTube, and I'm coming at you with some more Rust Console Edition content today. Let's get right into the content. We're going to be discussing the next gen update versus the old gen. And is it game over for Rust Console Edition in general for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the Xbox One X, and all the OG consoles out there? All right, so today, like I said, new gen versus old gen. What to expect in the coming months for Rust Console Edition. Now, keep in mind, this is all surface level discussion. This is here for you guys to take in and listen and give me your thoughts on what this means for the Rust Console Edition. Let's get into the first topic, which is the Rust Console Edition that's for all the new gen consoles. Is this a big move for 11? Absolutely, 110%. What does a new gen version of this game mean for us? It means we're getting balloons, ziplines, minis, cars, different types of crafting benches, meaning your engineering bench, your cooking bench. I can go on for days. It just means all the features that are on PC will eventually come to the console. Now, how long that takes, I don't know. Some of the cons to this is usually updates take 11, 3 to maybe 6 months to produce, at least when it came to the old gen, because there was hardware restrictions. But let me tell you, I don't think we're going to have many restrictions, because on the new gen consoles, all the hardware is compatible for what they want to do, at least from a development perspective. Now, that being said, we have to really take in these changes as 2025 keeps going. Now, other games that are going to impede the progress of this, at least from a community standpoint, are going to be like Grand Theft Auto 6, if that ever releases, and other open world survivals like Deadside, or, if you will, anything else that's in this same genre. Okay, so it's going to have a lot of competition this upcoming year. There's going to be a lot of new features that hopefully keep it alive. I digress. I think it's a good move by 11. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Now, let's talk about that versus old gen. Old gen, what do we have? We have subs, horses, labs, cargo. We have a ton of other different features, like the new noises for the weapons. There's recoil changes that have happened, and a slew of other ones that I probably haven't mentioned, but we're going to just keep talking. So when it comes to Rust Console Edition, some of the big ticket items that we're missing are what I have listed on the wall. Now, this is just a discussion type of video, so I'm not going to get into fancy, like, oh, let's see what they said and we'll break it down. No, we don't need to break it down any more than it already has been by 11. Some of the big ticket items that we've always wanted are scrap helos and minicopters, cars, which, well, I'll talk about that in a second, and balloons and ziplines. Monuments are cool, but at the end of the day, you can get loot anywhere you want, when you want, because there's tier 3 monuments already, there's tier 2 monuments, and there's tier 1, right? You got Oxum for 1, Dome for 2, and a little bit of 3, and then you got, cargo and helo for 3, definitely. It's not, you're not missing anything from the loot pool. And okay, military tunnels, the monument that nobody freaking goes to, that everybody wanted, right? So, 11's done a good job at answering questions lately about the new gen and what's coming out with it. For the old gen, though, not a lot of questions have been answered on, okay, what's going to be released? Well, they say no more content's going to come to the old gen, right? But that's arguable, because I think cars could still exist in old gen. I mean, horses don't run any faster than the cars on Rust on PC, so why not? And also balloons and zip lines. They're kind of static, right? Well, zip lines are static traveling. And then balloons, they don't move fast enough to break your console and catch it on fire. So those two, definitely, I'd like to debate that and see why they aren't coming out with that. But needless to say, old gen's only going to receive quality of life updates and bug fixes. They're saying that no more content will be released, but the two items I just mentioned to you now, I definitely think count. Minis are out of the question. I think your console would catch on fire and the hardware just can't take it. So, with all that being said, is it going to be game over for Rust Console Edition? Maybe not, right? I think that the old gen, if it doesn't receive enough updates, will become obsolete one day and the servers will be shut down, and that the game will be, here nor there, like, okay, we're done doing updates for it. We're not going to support it anymore. You're going to have to eventually go to the new gen. Now, it brings in other questions like, well, if I've already bought the old gen version, do I got to pay for the new gen? If they have a beta, maybe you get it for free, and that's how they're going to, put some verbiage out there and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to see how we're going to, thank everybody for buying the old gen or whatever and give you a beta code. And I just don't see them giving away Rust Console Edition New Gen for free, which arguably is a very big tension point, only because if you have to pay for the game again after you've supported the old gen with as many skins as all of you, including myself, have bought, not only for maybe one account, but maybe multiple, depending on if you're a streamer or not, I don't think that's a really good move, because really that's just another time they're banking our money, and who knows how the development cycle goes with the new gen version, right? It could be an easy port, it could be a bad port, who knows? I mean, the old gen was a terrible port. It definitely took forever. They had to work through the bugs. They had to bring Unity over as an engine to an old gen console, which arguably I think they could have done a little bit better, but the developers are never the problem in this department. It's always the planning and the mismanagement by the suits and everybody above them, right? It's who's making the decisions about the console game that they are porting over and how they want to release it in iterative steps in order to gain revenue back from resources already burned, or try to bank off the game they currently have so they can move to the next gen version. Now, I still, like I said before, think that if I got to pay for this, the new gen version, it might be game over for a lot of people. For me, not necessarily, but in general, I don't think that's good from a community perspective, depending on how much you love the game. I've been playing this game since 2013. I love Rust. Obviously, I'm going to buy the new version, but that's all for you to decide. Let me know what you think about in the comments below. And also, let me know what you think about cars, minis, balloons, and zips. Is it good? Is it a good change? Are we going to see that fast enough? Do you guys think that they've developed the game well enough on the old gen side to, have the trust from you as a community? Let me know what you feel in the comment section below, because, I like your guys' opinion. And if you guys have any questions about kind of what type of content to put out next for me, what do you want to know about Rust Console Edition? Do you think it's worth buying it in 2025? I mean, if you're a new gen person and you're just coming over to the Rust Console, by all means, support the game, bring it in. But arguably, if you're on the old gen and you don't have a new gen console, it's something to really think about. So if you're one of those people, let me know in the comment section below, and also let me know if you're going to purchase the new one if it comes out. Now, there are tons and tons of questions that Double 11 has been kind enough to answer over this last week since the reveal of the new gen version. We'll go over that in another video, but I can tell you this. Some of it is kind of skeptical, meaning if you read between the lines, it looks like we're going to have to pay for the new gen, depending on what they want to offer to all the old gen players that transition over. And then, as well as that, your skins come over, which is nice. Your Rust coins come over, which is nice. But there's a slew of other unanswered questions that I think the community has. Like, okay, if you stop support of the old gen and we transition to the new gen, are we going to see those features fast enough? Are we going to see the same development process as we did on old gen when we went from beta, which was absolutely garbage, even though it was fun to play, to 3 to 6 months updates. Is that going to contend with, GTA 6 when it comes out? Because think about it this way. Anybody in the survival niche who plays games, just survival games strictly, you're going to see a definite drop in population when GTA 6 comes out. I only say this multiple times because when you think about it, at the end of the day, that game is bigger than Rust Console. I would love to see Rust Console thrive and be the parody it's supposed to be from PC, but who knows? Will it make it? I don't know. We'll see what kind of decisions the suits make and management make over the time period of this next year. And obviously we want to know, oh hey, if this update's going to come out, how fast is it going to come out? What's the duration you're expecting? And are we going to start to see more transparency from a community perspective when it comes to, like, I don't know, community managers? And are we going to see more from 011 officials, instead of the middleman saying, hey, we're fully transparent about this game and we can just let the update come out and this is what the roadmap looks like for 2025. That's what we really want. Anyways, I digress. I love supporting this game most of the time. Sometimes I get a little angry about it because of the development and transparency. But inherently, I've always played Rust Console Edition. I love the game. I hope you guys still embrace the new changes coming forward with the new gen, and hopefully the outgoing old gen doesn't go obsolete within the next year or two. We'll see what happens. As always, I thank everybody for their support. I appreciate your time. And honestly, I want to know what you guys think about this at the end of the day in the comment section. I say that because the more we can put in the comment section, the more the devs will read it, the more their community will read it, and the more questions we'll get from this that maybe we can get answered over the year of 2025. I appreciate all of you for watching. Thank you, and stay savvy, baby.